Hello everyone, this is TK2, and this is a Warmachine battle report between eDenny and Butch3r. It's going to be a 50-point game between a really cool caster and a caster I've never played against before and really no one likes. So let's get on into deployment. So I'm new to eDenny. I used to have the COVID in my list. I pair her with eShade normally, but I wanted to have a caster with more scenario presence, and so I brought an eDenny list with a lot of shooting elements so that I can force the objective, and then it's eDenny, so she's a lot of scenario pressure by herself. I've never played against Butch3r before, and so I was a little bit worried. I was looking at his card and I was just crying throughout it. He has the Impending Doom and he has Flashing Blade, so he can Impending Doom everyone in, then Flashing Blade kill them all, charge something, Impending Doom again, Flashing Blade, and then he has his normal charge attack on top of that. And to make matters worse, he brought Madeline and he brought dogs, or he comes with his R guy, and when anyone in his battle group dies, he has Vengeance, and so then he gets up to like a 22-inch threat range. It's pretty crazy. So, but I do have Denny, who holds him in place for a turn, so he can have all the threat range he wants, but if I'm holding him in place, then I can shoot at him and do everything I want. So that's the general game plan, is that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and have Deathjack move on up, and then also Rorsch and Brine move on up, because Butch3r's probably going to come forward. He's probably going to be ending here, because I mean he's Butch3r, he's not that fast. And then since Butch3r is going to be about here, then I can just have everyone shoot at him. I can hold him in place with eDenny for a turn, and then just shoot him. So that's my initial thoughts, or that's really my thoughts after playing the game. My initial thoughts was actually that Deathjack, because he's Deathjack and likes infantry, can take care of these, along with Rorsch and Brine. I kind of missed the whole objective that it's to kill the Warcaster here. You know, if you kill this guy, you win. It's not that if you kill this guy right here, you win. I mean, he's just some poor chap. He doesn't really matter. But I guess I should explain the scenario. The scenario we're playing is, well, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one where if you dominate this zone, if you're on this side, if you're on this side going this way, if you dominate this one with your caster, then you get a point, and if you dominate this one over here, you get 2 points, and then if you control it, you get 1. Then there's also Killbox, so that actually came into play big time. So let me go over the units and everything while I have it paused. I brought Deathjack, obviously. Then I have a Warwitch Siren, I have a Defiler. I decided to go with the Defiler over a Machine Wraith. I had an extra point left over, and I had them around, and I didn't want to go digging around for Machine Wraith, so I just had Defiler. And, you know, I like 8-inch sprays, they're nice. Minimum unit of Bane Thralls with the UA. eDenny's right here with the Scarlock right behind her. Rorsch and Brine, and then Rorsch is right down here. And then McNally is here hanging out, he's going to be helping them. I really like it because his double powder rations affects him too. And then we have the Nis Hunters, and then a Night Wretch, probably the best arc node in all of Crix, and then also another Warwitch Siren. So on his list, we have a Manhunter up here, right up here, and then also there's a Manhunter down here. You can't see him, but he's there. Then this right here is the Widowmaker UA, and then all the other ones of these are just the Widowmaker unit. This is Yuri, this is Kel Braylosh, or whatever his name is, the one who stands still and gets 2 shots, that's him. Grey Lord Tyrion, the power booster guy. The new solo where he gives shield walled people +2 speed and they can be in shield wall, or +2 movement, something like that. Then Iron Fang Pikeman, obviously the prime target for Deathjack, not the caster. Then the Kodiak here, we have Ornn Midwinter back here. My opponent said he wanted to take someone other than Ornn Midwinter, but it's kind of the same. He was in the same boat as me with the Defiler, so, well, I mean, he didn't really play that big of a part, but you'll see. And then right here we have just the Grey Lords. I forget what they're called, what their unit's called, but they're the ones that put down the clouds, and then the people who the clouds are on move, and the clouds go with them. And then we also have a War Dog here, and Madeline here, a different type of War Dog. And then, of course, we have eButch3r and his 2 vengeance-giving Pathfinder while charging, granting dogs with 2 heads each. So I'm kind of really worried about those guys. But let's get into the first turn, shall we? So it's pretty much a general first turn. Everyone kind of runs up. So I take central position. You know, the Nist Hunters, they stand on the hills, so that way the marksman can't kill them. The Warmachine just runs up because she's stealth, so she doesn't care really too much. And then he moves up. And he takes some shots. I think he puts one on Rorsch. He puts a couple on the Night Wretch. Really nothing. Oh no, he put one on McNally. That was it. Really nothing major happened. And so let me just go ahead and speed this up some more. Oh. There we go. So he just moves everyone up to take a central position as well. Puts down some clouds on some guys, and Butch3r just goes up in the front and hangs out there. Okay, so at the end of his turn, oh, I forgot to mention, my opponent has Cossite Woodsman. He has 2 units of them, and they're going to be popping up on both sides of the field, so they're going to be popping up down here and down here, but obviously not yet, because it's not his second turn yet. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this guy right here looks like a pretty good Hellmouth target. You know, I can get this one, I can get this guy, maybe this guy, might be just out, and this one, and I can pull Butch3r in. And, you know, there wasn't really too much benefit of pulling Butch3r in, but this one right here, that's the solo. So I was like, oh, you know, for 1 Hellmouth, I can take out 3, maybe 4 Widowmakers, and one of them's going to be the solo, and, you know, I could maybe put a damage on Butch3r. Probably not, because I think he's camping all his focus. So that's what I'm going to do, is this is what I'm thinking. He's just going to move up, he's going to do that, and we're just going to take it from there. Deathjack, he can go do his thing. I think this is also going to be a feet turn. Depending on how this goes out, eDenny might just move up. She might just move up to here, and then feet, and she can catch all this. And, you know, then that sets me up. That sets me up so that Deathjack can come over here, Rorsch can come over here, and the Bane Thralls can come over here. And since his caster is going to be held in place and can't do anything, it's going to be like the perfect position. Then my entire army can just collapse on that one point and take him out, and then I can win. And push comes to shove, I have scenario. So let's go on with that. He finishes moving a couple other dudes, but they don't do anything. Okay, so I assigned some focus. I think for a while because eDenny, and eDenny's strange. She's a really good caster, but she just dies randomly. You know, you'd think defense 16 is really good, but she only has armor 14, and she has no other defensive tech. When she's sitting there on full camp, she's armor 21. That's not a lot for a caster, especially because she only has like 16 boxes. She might even have 15, something like that. So she's really fragile, and so I'm getting used to her, still trying to think about how to play her, and so I think a lot. So the Night Wretch moves up and pops a Widowmaker, so that was pretty cool. And then eDenny moves up, she feats, Hellmouth, takes out those. I don't end up getting that other Widowmaker, but then this is key here. I forget her name. Warmachine moves up and then sprays and actually manages to take out Madeline. And Madeline can't sucker it because it's a magic attack. So she takes out Madeline, and she takes out this one, and she corrodes this guy right here. She doesn't do damage to him, but she corrodes him, which means that in about 18 turns I win. So that is pretty cool. That's already on the clock. You know, 18 turns from now, that's game over. So yeah, let's go a little bit faster. So here we go, corroded. The Madeline goes away, then we're gonna have everyone else move. McNally goes up, does his mini feat, takes some shot at the Kodiak because it's the only thing in range, and you know, why not? I might put a point on it. He doesn't do any damage. So the Nists move up, a couple of them try to shoot the Manhunter that's off the board, they miss, and then they actually end up taking off the other Argus, one of the Argai. So I think, yeah, they take off the War Dog and the Argus, my bad. So that leaves one of them left. And what's kind of cool is that I triggered Vengeance, but he's held in place by my feet, so he doesn't get it. And Madeline's not there, so he doesn't get the other 3-inch either. So now the Bane Thralls charge up. It was close. I think I kind of bumped my way into position there, but it really didn't matter since he wasn't going to be able to move. He would have been eaten anyway. So the Bane Thrall goes down on Yuri. If you notice, I don't leave position for Deathjack to get up in there. I kind of forgot my plan halfway through, but then Rorsch here, he goes man mode, or I guess pig mode, and takes out the last Winter Argus with just one shot. He just comes up, he doesn't boost to hit, he hits him, and he boosts damage and just knocks him off. It was great. And then just to add insult to injury, he's going to come over here and kill this guy too, because why not? He has 2 shots, he might as well use them. So yeah, that was the... Yep. Let's speed up again. That was probably the best shot of the game. So here we go. He goes up there, shoots, takes off that one, and now I think I'm being really tricky here with Brian, and I'm putting him in the best position because he can sneak right through there. But then I realize as soon as he's right there, oh no, he's within 5 inches of Butch3r, impending doom, he's dead. Can't really do anything. So now, move the Night Rage up, try and spray Kel Balosh, doesn't work out, and now I'm like, oh, okay, well, now the Deathjack needs to come over here because we need to go get Butch3r. And that's my turn. Oh, Warwish Siren, I forgot about her. Okay, so he goes, and here are the Cossite Woodsmen ambushing. And what's kind of cool about these is you'll see them a little later on, is that they only have like Rat 4, but because my back arc's like here, and they can come in and ambush and then aim, they get up to Rat 8. And so Rat 8s need 7s to hit Nis Hunters, and they just go to town on them. And then also right here, this is the Manhunter that was off the screen. He really doesn't do that much, but you can see him now, so he's right there. And then remember the other Manhunter is up here, and then he's also going to ambush the other Cossite Woodsman up there. I'm not so sure that was a good idea to put the Cossite Woodsman in there, because all they do is run this way along with the other Manhunter, but that's what my opponent does. They really don't play that huge of a role in the game, especially because we haven't measured it yet, but eventually we figure out that Butch3r killboxed himself. Well, he didn't killbox himself, I killboxed him by pulling him in 3 inches and then feeding on him. He is like, the killbox line is literally right here. He's just ever so in killbox. And so we kind of read the killbox rules a little wrong, and we thought that I would get points on his turn and my turn. So at the end of this, we figure I'm up 4, he's up 0, and so the game becomes really fun at the end of that point. You know, when you're up 4 points to 0 and you're eDenny, and you just have 1 more to go. So there's the other Cossite Woodsman. He goes around, he can't do that much, he impending dooms, sucks everyone in. I know he's gonna get Brian, and so what I'm hoping is that when Brian dies, he has that roll where he can make an attack. And so I'm hoping he just walks up and criticals Butch3r down, but he doesn't. And then Butch3r refeeds so that he can have his 7 focus on him. He also takes a shot at Rorsch, which is going to end up killing him when this Grey Lord comes up and sprays him. So yeah, that wasn't fun. The Grey Lord also gets a Bane Thrall. But that's pretty much his turn. He just also goes around and repositions some guys, and that's it. It's not really that big. I mean, I guess that's all you can really expect when you're under eDenny's feet. And then the Cossite Woodsmen here are going to run real quick. And, well, he's killboxed, and that's it. Oh, my bad. He has to try and... He puts 2 points on the Scarlock, and he takes out 3 Nis Hunters. And that's his turn. Like, those Cossite Woodsmen are pretty good in this list. They're pretty good because you figure the entire time you're sitting there and you're worried about this guy. If he gets to you, I mean, he has a 22-inch threat range when everything goes right for him. When he gets to you, like, you're worried about him. You're worried about him. You're not too worried about these guys who kind of just sneak into your back line. Then suddenly you have 2 units of guys that can shoot in your back line, taking out Choir or Scarlocks or anything like that. Maybe McNally, or I'm not sure. There's really not too much else in the Crick's back line, but maybe a Necrotech if you had a Kraken, something like that. I mean, it's kind of, it's not so straightforward powerful, but it's powerful in the fact that now, look at this. This is my army here, right here. And he has his army on almost all the sides. I mean, it's a circle, so you can't have it on all the sides because there's an infinite many sides, but he has my army surrounded. and there's Butch3r. There's Butch3r right in front, and you have to worry about this, and instead you have these guys coming out here this way, which is, it's kind of very psychological. So it was pretty neat looking at it from my perspective. I'm glad I got to experience it, because then that means I'm going to be able to better fight it in the future. So I guess I should also explain my thinking right here too. So the way I see it and the way he sees it, he didn't have a fun time going through eDenny's feet. Really, no one does, but he didn't have a fun time. So I'm up 4 points, he's at 0. I just need to walk up. I just need to walk up here for the win, and then call my turn, and that'd be it. And so I'm thinking, you know what? This is a test run for Denny. It is like my first game with her. And so I'm going to try and put her to the limit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out her Eclipse, and I'm just going to charge Butch3r. I'm going to, before I charge him, I'm going to shoot him with all the Nis so I can put some damage on him. She's just going to charge him. She's going to try and do a point of damage, and I really, really want to teleport him over here so that now he is in front of my Bane Thralls, and, he's facing away from them, in front of my Bane Thralls and Deathjack right here. And so I was thinking, well, that'd be a cool way to end the game, and if I fail, it gives him a shot too. So that's what I decide on doing, and this is what happens. So I don't shoot with the Nis, and instead what I do is just run the War Siren in an annoying place, charge with eDenny. She misses all of her attacks, of course she would, except for the last one. She gets the last one, but she only teleports him 3 inches. So, Butch3r's nowhere near where I want him. And then the Nis Hunters kill the Manhunter. They didn't shoot him. We get one Bane Thrall in, he charges, he misses. And then Deathjack comes up, and Deathjack's like, I want to give Butch3r a hug. But Butch3r's like, no, you can't give me a hug, I have too much focus on him. And Deathjack's like, well, I'm just going to do 5 points to you anyway. Butch3r's like, okay, 5 points is fair enough with me. And then Butch3r, on his turn, turns around and just beats the living daylight out of everyone. And, well, he wins. So that's the game. So I think I made him boost on eDenny to hit and damage, because if you're going to kill a caster, you might as well kill a caster, right? So here's him boosting. Yeah, see, there we go. We were yelling at him to boost. He boosts, and then he boosts damage, and, well, there we go. Boost damage, and that's game. So yeah, it was a fun game. I learned a lot. eDenny is a very good scenario caster, and I also learned to read the rules, because if I had thinking where I was up 4 and he was up 0, then I don't know what else I would do. I would probably, because I was really only up 2. So what I would have done is, instead of Denny going this way, Denny would have come in the middle here, and I would have tried to clear out this. I mean, that's not too bad. You figure I have these guys right here, that's a Hellmouth. I have this, that's a Venom. And then this guy, that's like not even that's not even funny when I have Deathjack and Denny to take care of him. Then Butch3r is behind a wall. He's behind a wall. He has no way to get over the wall with a charge because I killed his dogs. And so that gives me maybe a turn, maybe 2 to get there. So let's say Butch3r, let's say I kill all these guys here, right? I get the point. Butch3r walks over here because he can't charge. And then all I do is then I just take Denny. She has parry. She has incorporeal that turn. And she just comes over here and dominates. And that's the extra point for the win. Probably wouldn't be that cut and dry, but that was my backup plan in case things went wrong. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle report. Leave a comment below if you think maybe I can improve my eDenny list somehow. I'm sure I can. I'm still playing around with it, but if you have any burning suggestions, let me know. If you want to see me play any other Kriegscaster against someone else, let me know that too. I have almost all of them. I don't have Ehu, but I don't think really many people do. But yeah, if you liked it, be sure to actually click the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and let me know your thoughts and feelings. Have a nice day.